Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Alright, I'm moving the camera around. So we're in a new location today. We are actually in my living room. It is way too hot outside to be out there. Humidity is really crazy high. I'll be sweating like a stuck pig, and if I go downstairs, well, the lighting is atrocious. So I'm trying to use the natural light from a giant bay window. Now you may hear the pitter-patter of little feet running around. That is one of the dogs. The other two are taking naps, so they won't be jumping around. However, one of them might jump up here. So today we are going to talk about plate carriers versus recce rigs. All right. Now, a lot of people want to get plate carriers. They want plates, whether they're level 3, 3A, or level 4, because they're worried about getting shot, which is understandable. I mean, that is a legit concern. But there's also recce rigs. The recce rig obviously has no plates to it. A lot of the equipment can be attached to a plate carrier, but again, there are no plates. A recce rig is designed not for engagement, but for doing a reconnaissance type mission, avoiding a gunfight altogether. Because if you get hit, well, you're definitely getting hit, and it could be lethal. So one or the other, right? Those are your options. Now that you're in the great state of Connecticut, plates are obviously going to be face-to-face transactions, and the law just changed to where now you need a pistol permit in order to buy said plates, and it still is a face-to-face transaction versus the other 49 states, or the states where they are illegal. You can just buy Premier armor online. You could buy armor from pretty much anyone, all online, and have it shipped to your house. Not in Connecticut. Connecticut, you got to go find somewhere. And, you know, sometimes you're not going to get the best stuff out there just because it's really not that popular, in at least where I live. But people want this stuff just in case, you know, societal breakdown, zombie apocalypse, or whatever. Well, that being said, why would I want one over the other? Because I have both. Personally, I would rather have the recce rig. I would rather take that over anything else. You have to understand that if you are looking at, say, societal collapse, you know, the proverbial poo's hitting the fan, bugging out, things of that nature, you have to understand you're adding weight to everything by having that plate carrier. And if you're not used to it, you're not used to carrying the armor with plates, whether it's steel plates or ceramic, and if you have a choice, I'd always pay more for ceramic, sprawl and all. I like having arms and my groin and my legs all, you know, intact, not full of holes. Putting on the plate carrier and then trying to run around with a ruck, your ammunition, the firearm, and all this other stuff, going all, you know, Rambo, you're going to get tired real fast. And if you're tired, you're easy to pick off. You're just going to become a victim. Versus a recce rig, which is dramatically lighter, still holds your ammunition, your IFAK, and other quintessential supplies, but you're alleviating the weight of those plates altogether because you're not going to get into some sort of gunfight, which is probably the smartest. If there is a societal collapse, right? Another summer of love, especially with the political year coming up for presidential elections, things like that. Things are probably going to get really hinky. Hopefully nothing happens. I pray to God nothing happens. But on the off chance something does, might as well be prepared, right? Rather have it than not. So there you go. So, plate carrier looks like this. All right, you're gonna have front plates, you're gonna have back plates. This has a camelback on the back. It's got a spot for all your mag pouches, things like that. Hydration is important. Again, this is going to be heavy, and of course you need to have 2 plates, and they have a shelf life, so on and so forth. Not knocking it, just you're going to buy it, make sure you get the right stuff, do your research. I'm trying to conserve weight at this point, because if you are doing things during that time frame, the last thing you want to do is engage with other people, especially if you're alone. Ain't nobody coming to help you. You have no support structure, no eyes in the sky, nobody you can radio in, things of that nature. So if you're like, I'm going to be a lone wolf, the last thing you want to do is engage with anybody. Ooh. Just simply saying, you're on your own. You're just screwed if you try to. So some people are going to opt for the Recce rig. Now, I carry Recce rigs with me pretty much as part of my EDC. I do own a few, and they're always ready to go. First one up that I have is actually an Onward Research Recce rig. It is fairly new. I haven't really been messing around with it too much. It is in multicam. Now when you get this, it will have your mag pouches. This can hold up to 8 mags. All right here I only have 1 mag in each, and yes, they are Connecticut compliant mags. Underneath I have the SIM pouch. Of course, it is used for holding your starbursts or whatever, chem stick, tourniquet, so on and so forth. I have added IFAK here. It is not a permanent fixture to it, because when you order the Onward Research ones, you're getting the placard with no pouches on either side. I added asparagus pouch for, obviously, radio, comms. It does have the hookup for headsets, so on and so forth. So there you go. That is an Onward Research one. My primary one that I'm more used to, this would be used for more like my wife. This one is a Mayflower. All right. When you order the Mayflower, it comes with obviously an area for your mags. It comes with extra areas for pistol mags, administrative stuff, things like that. Flashlight, all kinds of good stuff. Multi-tool in there and all that. Of course, I got a radio pouch, extended antenna. In here is basically an IFAK that is part of it. Tourniquet and a bunch of little things. Not to mention I have an IFAK on my belt, plus first aid and everything else inside of my backpack. This is all secondary equipment, right? We've had this discussion before where you have primary, secondary, and tertiary equipment. It's what am I going to lose if I have to start dropping gear. So everything that I'm willing to lose basically is in my backpack. That's tertiary gear. If I'm in an ambush and I got to dump it, there goes the backpack. I still have this and my gun belt. All right, this is going to be the next thing to go. That's secondary. Really don't want to do that because I'm losing a lot of ammunition at that point. However, if I have to bail and dump it, there it goes. But then my primary is obviously the gun belt. It's got my sidearm, it's got a couple extra mags in it, the IFAK, and several other things to help get me through whatever just went seriously wrong. Last thing I want to do is dump the belt. If I dump the belt, I have nothing, basically, and that is not good. So, I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Should you do a plate carrier, or should you do a Recce rig, or both? Now, you can run the plate carrier slick, and these are designed to attach right on to certain plate carriers. It's not like it's universal. So I don't think you can go out and get yourself a Condor plate carrier and you're good to go. I'm not knocking Condor. Sometimes that's all people can afford, but that is more designed for LARPing or airsoft versus something like Mayflower, Spiritus Systems, Onward Research. You can get things from Headley Strategic. These things are expensive, but they last forever. So I run both the Mayflower and the Recce rig from Onward Research, which everybody knows is Garantham's company he built, where he basically, this is it, outside of t-shirts, patches, and a few other things, but this is it right now. I think T-Rex Arms is running Ready rigs, which are really low profile, things of that nature, and that's built for basically holding your mags. Get whatever's going to fit your budget and your needs. The plate carrier for me, I have it. It's probably not going to be my go-to. It is probably going to be one of the Recce rigs, just for saving the weight, so I can maneuver better. And again, I am not going to be trying to get into gunfights. It is not the movies. It is not the TV show. In societal collapse, it's all about survival, especially if you're not on your own and you have a family. At that point, you're going to want to avoid everybody, unless they're a close personal part of your inner circle, your circle of trust, your clan, whatever you want to call it. Out and about scavenging for supplies, you come across a group of people, you're not going to want to engage, right? If they look like they're dangerous, they look like they might win if you try to engage, how they might even have friends that you don't see, you're going to want to back off and go away. You're not going to want to engage. The only time that you're going to want to engage is if you are forced to and you have no other choice, because again, you're going to be on your own and you don't have support. There is no QRF out there coming in when you call. There is no CAS. You don't get to use one of your radios to call in CAS to come in and start laying down covering fire, right? There are no A-10s coming to help you. There's no gunships up there circling, no little drones zipping around. We're talking about the bug out, the apocalypse scenario. You're on your own. Comms are great so you can communicate with your inner group, right? Make sure you program them. Everybody knows the channels, so on and so forth. At that point, broadcasting without an FCC license, I really don't think is going to matter. Societal collapse and all. But remember, these comms are not scrambled. They are open airwaves, which means other people can hear you. So if you're really into that type of stuff, you're going to want, obviously, to get the more expensive radios that are digital and have scramblers, multi-channel, spectrums, all that stuff. Again, that's getting expensive. Now you're trying to outfit not only you, but everybody else. So, and that's for another video, talking about comms. So let me know, what do you guys think? Recce rig? Plate carrier? Or am I missing the mark? Let me know in the comments below. I know it's a rather quick video, and it's actually a one take. Lots of stuff to do today. I don't want to leave the dogs in their little area for napping. I want to let them out, run around, burn off the energy, otherwise they're going to be psychopaths for the rest of the day. Best way to support the channel, obviously, merch link down below. Go pick up some cool merch. I've got a few designs. I will be uploading either today, tomorrow, or the next day. It's like 3 or 4 of them. Look it up, hit it up, support the channel. Also, in the beginning, you're going to see links somewhere. I'll probably throw them back up here somewhere. For Patreon, locals, again, if that's not your thing, the best way to support the channel is obviously going to be the merch. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll talk to you later.